What if I told you that the one thing you've been chasing all your life, the thing you think will make you unstoppable, is actually the reason you keep failing? I'm talking about motivation, that rush of energy when you begin something new, when the idea feels bright and perfect in your mind. You feel alive. You say to yourself, this time it's different. But then a few days later, the spark fades, the excitement disappears, and you're left staring at another half-finished dream. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you've just been using the wrong fuel. Let me tell you a story about a young craftsman named Aaron and a silent clock that changed his life. This story might just reveal the secret you've been searching for, a power far stronger than motivation. Aaron was a young clockmaker who had inherited a small, old workshop from his grandfather, a man known throughout the country for his precision and patience. The shop was filled with the steady tick-tock of clocks, the smell of oiled wood, and shelves covered in tools so tiny they looked like they could fix time itself. Aaron was talented, maybe even more talented than his grandfather. But unlike him, Aaron was impatient. He wanted to make something extraordinary, something that would make the world remember his name. Fixing ordinary watches bored him. Cleaning, polishing, and replacing small parts for customers felt meaningless. He wanted glory, he wanted brilliance. His sketchbooks were full of impossible ideas, clocks that could show the stars, machines that could predict the seasons. When inspiration struck, Aaron worked for hours without rest. But the moment of design became complicated or frustrating, he abandoned it and jumped to another idea. His shop was full of half-built dreams, each one a reminder of his restless ambition. Weeks turned into months. Customers stopped coming. Dust gathered on the counters. The proud legacy of his grandfather began to fade, just like the ticking of the clocks around him. One gray morning, the shop bell rang. An old woman entered, holding a large wooden clock wrapped carefully in cloth. Her hands trembled as she placed it on the counter. "This clock belonged to my husband," she said softly. "It hasn't worked in 40 years. They say your grandfather was the only one who could repair such a thing. Maybe you can too." Aaron's eyes widened. It was a masterpiece. Carved oak, brass gears, delicate engraving, the kind of challenge that made his heart race. He said, "I'll fix it. No one else could, but I will." For the first few days, he worked with passion. He carefully disassembled the clock, his eyes bright with excitement. But soon, the real work began. The gears were tiny, worn, and complex, over 1,000 small pieces. He had to clean each one, measure each one, and test every connection. It was slow, frustrating, and painfully boring. After a week, his excitement was gone. He sat in silence, surrounded by scattered screws and gears, feeling defeated. "This is useless. I could be building something new, something important." That night, he decided he would give up. He would tell the woman that the clock was beyond repair. Unable to sleep, Aaron wandered around the dark shop. He opened the drawers of his grandfather's old desk, looking for anything to distract himself. In one of the deepest drawers, beneath old papers and dust, he found a small leather-bound journal. The pages were filled with neat handwriting, his grandfather's. He opened it, expecting to find secrets of genius, formulas, designs, inventions. But instead, the pages were simple, almost boring. Monday, repaired Mrs. Lee's pocket watch. Took 5 hours. Spring week, replaced. Tuesday, worked on the tower clock. Pendulum misaligned. Not solved. We'll try again tomorrow. Wednesday, polished the brass gears. Tired, but the shine looks good. Page after page, just small notes of ordinary work. But near the end, a single paragraph caught his eye. "A man who works only when he feels inspired will never complete anything of worth. The great clock does not tick because it feels like ticking. It ticks because it was built to." Be like the clock. Work when it's easy and work when it's not. Those words hit Aaron harder than any failure ever had. His grandfather hadn't been a genius because he was always inspired. He was great because he showed up every single day, no matter how he felt. The next morning, Aaron walked into his shop with a new rule. He would work on the clock for 4 hours every day. No excuses, no distractions, no waiting for motivation. The first days were torture. His mind screamed for something more exciting. Some days he spent hours just cleaning one tiny piece, but he kept going. Slowly, something began to change. He stopped chasing the thrill of the finished product and started to find peace in the process. The quiet rhythm of polishing brass, the delicate click of gears aligning perfectly. He began to understand what his grandfather meant. The beauty was not in finishing, but in showing up. After weeks of steady, patient effort, he finally found it. A single bent gear tooth buried deep inside the mechanism, nearly invisible to the naked eye. It was the flaw no one else had seen. With careful precision, Aaron fixed it. Then, with trembling hands, he reassembled the clock. He wound the spring, adjusted the pendulum, and waited. For a moment, there was silence, and then a sound. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The clock came to life. The sound filled the room like music. It wasn't more a clock ticking. It was the sound of perseverance, the sound of discipline, the sound of something made right. The next day, the old woman returned. Aaron led her to the clock. She stood silently, tears welling in her eyes. She said, "I haven't heard that sound in decades. It sounds like home." In that moment, Aaron understood. His work wasn't about his genius or his ambition. It was about service. It was about doing the small, steady work that gives life meaning. From that day on, Aaron didn't wait for inspiration. He worked because that's what real craftsmen do. He showed up. And every morning, as he heard the clocks around him ticking in perfect rhythm, he was reminded of the greatest lesson his grandfather ever taught him, that motivation starts the journey, but discipline keeps it alive. Because in the end, success doesn't come from a burst of lightning. It comes from the quiet, steady heartbeat of consistency, the sound of showing up, day after day after day. So if you're listening to this, waiting for motivation to strike, stop waiting. Pick up one small piece of your dream and work on it today. You don't need to fix everything right now. Just clean one gear, write one line, take one step. That is how great things are built. Not through fire and excitement, but through patience, effort, and the unstoppable power of showing up. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because maybe, just maybe, they've been waiting for permission to start, even without motivation. And when you do, remember, motivation fades, but discipline endures.